Welcome to Ford High School Weekly. I'm your host, Deion Imade. On this week's episode, the gold ball is on the line for a lot of these teams across the state, and we're here to give you all the coverage, right here on Ford High School Weekly.
The three-time defending state champion Bixby Spartans came in looking for their record-breaking 49th consecutive win, and the Deer Creek Antlers were hoping to shock the world with the win. Braylin Presley to Preston Solomon on the first play from scrimmage for the Bixby Spartans. Trick play, 76 yards. Presley to Solomon, 7-0 Bixby first quarter. Then Brett Pence intercepted by Bo Bertelli for an 18-yard return. That would lead to the 100th touchdown for number one, Braylin Presley, making the score 14-0. Deer Creek's defense stiffened up and forced 3 straight punts. The Antlers were looking ready to play this game. Braylin Presley to the rescue as he ducks and dodges and makes people miss getting into the end zone after the extra point was missed, making it 20-0 Bixby in the second quarter. Brett Pence was picked off again by Cale Fugit, who tipped the ball to himself. On the ensuing play, Christian Burke 23-yard touchdown pass to who else but Preston Solomon for his second of the night. Deer Creek pinned Bixby deep with less than a minute in the first half. But boy, does this boy have some speed. Braylin Presley racing 94 yards for the touchdown and making it 35-0 for Bixby at half. In the second half, they marched down the field, and Preston Solomon catches his third touchdown pass from his third different passer, this time a 35-yard pass from Connor Kirby. Halfway through the third, Christian Burke makes a mistake, and it's picked off by Deer Creek's Bryson Rouse, and it's returned for a touchdown. Although he might have fumbled, controversial call, but still a touchdown for Deer Creek, making the score 42-7 Bixby. Then Bixby got their running back into the end zone, not Presley this time, Jersey Rob, making sure he got the 5-yard touchdown run, and boy is he pumped afterwards. Another interception, but this one was actually a pick six. First play, next drive, Jacob Snyder picks off Brett Pence and takes 39 yards for a Bixby Spartan touchdown. Deer Creek had a little fight left. Deontay Williams runs for 44 yards to the Bixby 6-yard line. Bryson Rouse scores from 6 to make it 56-14 Bixby in the fourth quarter. But the Bixby Spartans were not done. They had to get their man, Zach Blankenship, into the end zone, and they certainly did it on that 16-yard run for a touchdown. And that's going to do it. 63-14, the Bixby Spartans win. And you know what? That gold ball sure does look good and puts a smile on your face. We'll talk to the champions when Ford High School Weekly continues. Welcome back to Ford High School Weekly. I'm Deion Imade. After Bixby's record-setting achievements, I talked to Coach Loren Montgomery and several Bixby Spartans.
How's it feel?
It feels good. I tell you what, it's a great season. I don't think we've ever taken the headsets off in a state championship game. So to be able to go out and execute and do so well is really, really exciting. I'm thrilled. The 49 wins. I'm thrilled for our players, our program, our high school, our school district. Just there's so many moving parts that goes into that, and it's just a tribute to everybody's commitment to this football program.
Let's talk about the X's and O's a little bit. Early in that first half, it seems like they were running some deep coverages, some zone coverages over the top.
Yeah.
And then you guys weren't able to run between the tackles as much as or as successful as you guys would have liked. Then you started attacking the perimeter. What was your assessment on that?
Well, a very good defensive scheme. Coach Hill, their defense coordinator, does an excellent job. You know, they're running some of the 3 safety stuff and just keep trying to spill everything, and they did a good job in the first half of spilling it. We were getting good chunks, but I think we have 4 or 5 holding penalties that cost us in the first half, and anytime you get behind the chains and they got a defense like that, you know, it's hard to overcome.
Yes, sir. What do you think was the hardest part about getting to these championships right here?
You know, I think it's just, you know, you got to have some luck. You got to have some people that believe in what you're doing. You got to stay healthy. You know, and it's a long season, so I just think it's important that our kids had such a great work ethic and were so intense every single day in practice in the way they approached it.
So as far as your last one in 6A2, what does it mean to you?
Well, you know, we said that we wanted to go out with a bang, and we didn't really talk about that with our kids, but I know as a coaching staff, we talked about wanting to go out on a good note, and I really feel like we did. I feel like our kids came out and executed and played well right from the get-go. I thought our defense was just tenacious, and so just a good night overall for the Spartans.
The senior class and them going out with 4 state championships, what does it mean to you and that coaching staff?
Man, it's pretty cool. This senior class has done a lot, been a part of a lot of victories. If you think about it, aside from a couple guys that were pulled up as freshmen, the majority of these guys have never lost a game, and so that's something pretty special that not too many people, you know, have the opportunity to do.
Well, congratulations on the state championship, Coach, and much success in the future, huh?
Thanks, Deion. I appreciate you waiting us out and visiting with us after the game.
We're standing here with the newly crowned 6A2 state champion, my boy, Braylin Presley. How's it going, man?
Man, it's going good. You know, filled with emotions right now. You know, we overcame a lot just to get here, but, you know, it's finally here, and I couldn't be happier.
Let me ask you, what was the best part of this whole journey?
Everything, you know. I don't think I could pick up on one thing, just this team, this community, just every game, you know, coming out to support and through everything, you know, regardless of if it was 2 hours away or whatever. You know, this one's for everyone, you know. Obviously, you know, the team came out and played, but, you know, this one's for the community, this one's for Coach Snyder, Coach Montgomery, all of them.
What was the hardest thing to get accomplished to get 4 state championships in your high school career?
I would say just staying disciplined, staying resilient through it all. You know, we had a lot to overcome in certain years, but, you know, we overcame it. We became a team. You know, we knew we had to be together to accomplish this thing, and that's exactly what we did.
100 touchdowns in your high school career, man. How does that feel? Was that a number you were looking towards getting, or is that something that somebody even mentioned to you? Like, how was that?
Man, it wasn't my freshman year. It wasn't even something I thought could happen. You know, I just played football because it's the game I love, you know. I think coming into this game, they told me, you know, you're 1 touchdown away. And, you know, I wasn't even really focused on getting it. I was focused on getting a win, but, you know, 3 more touchdowns came with it, and I couldn't be happier.
When leading up into this game or up into the season, did you even know the number that you had or what you needed to do to get it?
Not really. You know, I knew I was close, but I didn't know how close I was. So I just stayed resilient through it all.
Standing here with the newly crowned state champion, Jack Puckett. Jack, how's it feel, man?
Feels great. We've had this feeling before, but this one definitely hits a little bit different, for sure. Fourth one in a row for me. Senior season, ending it with a bang. Great season.
What was the defensive game plan there? It seemed like Deer Creek pretty much had enough.
So, I mean, we had a week and a half to prepare for them. They came out and exactly what we kind of expected them to. Those bunch sets, trips, things like that. And I felt really good about how we handled those formations, and you saw it pay off tonight. We just attacked them how we've attacked all season, set the tone, and things worked out.
Well, with this being your senior year and everything kind of leading up to this moment, how did it all feel?
Just like it all came together, like it was the final piece of the puzzle. Whether that's the final game in this 4th season, or just the final season complete. It was a big puzzle piece put into the mass of all the other pieces, and it was an awesome finish.
I know it's a hard question to answer, but why does it happen like this in Bixby, Oklahoma?
There's a few things to credit for that. First off, Coach Montgomery, he's been there since I've been at Bixby, but from where he started, he's obviously a great man, great coach, and everyone on this staff. Spend some time with them, with us, and you're going to see it yourself, just how special of a group it is. I credit him, credit all the staff, And then we live by our core values, and I don't just say that lightly. We truly live by DISC, that's the acronym for it. We live by those core values. We bring them out here, we bring them to the classroom, we bring them everywhere in life. And just knowing that you have 100 other guys that believe in that, it's a big deal. It makes you come out here and put it on the line for everyone that's part of Bixby.
That was a lot of touchdowns today, wasn't it?
Yeah, it felt amazing. I mean, I knew I was going to get one for sure, but I was definitely not expecting 3.
So what was in the game plan there? Did you see something this week or in your preparations that knew that you can attack the secondary, or was it just, somebody's number was going to get called and it was yours?
I mean, the coaches do a good job of putting the right players in the right positions, and I give all credit to Coach Snyder. He's an amazing offensive coordinator. He put me in the great spots, one-on-one coverage, just really amazing spots to make plays for my athletic ability. So
how does the state championship kind of rank up to the other ones?
It's definitely my best one. Last year sucked. I played terrible, and it feels really good to come out here and prove to the people that I can do what I can do.
Ford High School Weekly will be right back with highlights of the 6A1 championship game between the longtime rivals, Jenks and Union. Welcome back to Ford High School Weekly. I'm Deion Imade. The Union Redhawks and the Jenks Trojans met for the 11th time to decide a state championship since 1998. Union's first play from scrimmage, Redhawks quarterback Rovon Banks finds Mekhi Belt wide open. That's going to go 80 yards for a touchdown. Trouble with the extra point attempt? No problem. Holder Jakari Jenkins scrambles around the right side for 2, and Union leads 8-0 just 12 seconds into the game. Union had momentum early. Check out the pressure they put on Trojan quarterback Shaker Rising. They traded turnovers when Cade Stacy intercepted Rovon Banks' pass. Then Jamori Ray returned the favor when he picked off Rising and returned the ball 35 yards to the Jenks 43. Next play, Banks back to pass. He hits Damon Sanders, who breaks free and goes 43 yards to put Union up 15-0 with a minute 50 left in the first quarter. In the second quarter, check out Jaden Carroll. He got loose and rambled for 24 yards. That led to a Max Passvan field goal attempt that was wide right. With less than 7 minutes left in the first half, Shaker Rising back to pass. He pulls it down and takes off, breaking a tackle at the 6 and getting into the end zone on a 26-yard run. It's 15-7 Union. Now, the opening kick of the second half. Jaden Carroll takes the ball at the 32, breaks a tackle, breaks another tackle, and breaks free until the Union defender drags him down at the Redhawks 26. Jenks second and goal on the Union 1. It's Reisig over for 6. The Trojans couldn't convert the 2-point attempt. Union held the lead at 15-13. Still in the third. Jenks at the Union 35. Jalen Stanford heads for the end zone. At about the 6, Union's Jamari Ray and Devin Robinson knock the ball loose. It goes into the end zone, and Glennie Jones recovers the ball for a Jenks touchdown. The Trojans lead 20-15. Late in the third, Union at the Jenks 31. Banks is picked off again, this time by Cooper Crissup. Then on the first play of the fourth quarter, a Shaker Rising pass is tipped and intercepted by Devin Robinson. That led to a 37-yard field goal attempt by Tyler Cowan. It was wide right, and Jenks maintains their 20-15 lead. Under 6 to go, Jalen Stanford takes the handoff and goes 30 yards to put the Trojans on the Union 10. That set up a 26-yard field goal attempt by Max Passvan. The kick was good, and the Jenks Trojans led by 8 with 3 minutes and 40 seconds remaining. Union hoping to tie the game. 3rd and 4 at their own 26. Banks is intercepted again, this time by Ty Walls, who returned the ball 32 yards for a game and state championship clinching touchdown. Jenks wins their 2nd in a row and their 18th overall by a final score of 30-15. Here's a big shout out to the other state champions: Collinsville in 5A, Clinton in 4A, Holland Hall in 3A, Marlow in 2A, Cashin in A, Laverne in B, and Timberlake in Class C. Next up, Michael Knight with some championship opinions and thoughts on this year's early signing day when Ford High School Weekly continues.
Billy Sims Barbecue. It's not just barbecue, it's Boomercue.
For this show, we have 2 Billy Sims running back of the week honorees. In the 6A1 game, it was the Trojans' Jaden Carroll, who rushed the ball 27 times for 147 yards and had a big 41-yard return to open the second half. In the 6A2 game, it was the Spartans' Braylin Presley with 16 carries, 181 yards, and 3 touchdowns. And by the way, he threw for 1 too. It went to Preston Solomon for 76 yards and a touchdown. Jaden Carroll and Braylin Presley are our Billy Sims running backs of the week. Welcome back to Ford High School Weekly. Well, it's that time of the week again. Well, my man Michael Knight is here from Prep Redzone. Michael, how's it going?
It's going good, getting closer to Christmas, so my kids are definitely excited about that.
There's always presents involved, and I'm sure you got a couple presents for us here on the local front. High school football kind of came to an end last week with some gold balls being handed out. A couple of teams were able to carry that hardware off the field. One of those teams, the Bixby Spartans, that was the one that everybody kind of had their eye on. Nobody really doubted them. What was your impression of them taking on Deer Creek?
It was a historic night for them. I mean, in a lot of different ways. I mean, they win their 4th straight state championship, 7th in the last 8 years. They break the state record for 49 consecutive victories. Braylin Presley, he scores his 100th career touchdown as a Bixby Spartan, going out on top, literally. So, I mean, it was kind of a foregone conclusion, right? We knew that they were the favorite going in. There was no doubt, literally from the first play, Bixby was on top. Now they go up to 6A1 starting next year, and the challenge becomes a little bit more difficult, but it's definitely been one of the best dynasty runs that we've seen in recent memory.
Speaking of 6A1, the Jenks Trojans did it again, capturing their gold ball against the Union Redhawks. How'd you feel about that contest?
Classic Jenks, right? I mean, Union comes out and punches Jenks right in the mouth. Again, another touchdown on the first play. Union scores, and just like that, it's 8-0, and then they go up 15-0. And Union was certain that they were going to come out with more fight than they've shown in the last couple of meetings with Jenks. They were certainly not going to be shut out this time. But the Trojans really got together. They calmed down defensively and really leaned on that defense and running game. Jaden Carroll had a fantastic game. Didn't get into the end zone, but it didn't matter. He was a special performer on that afternoon. The defense absolutely shut Union down following those 2 quick touchdowns from the Red Hawk offense. I'm interested to see what Jenks does going into the new year with Bixby coming into their district. And I found out last week that those 2 teams are going to play in Week 10 in 2022. So that might be a head-to-head district championship that doesn't happen until the last week of the regular season. I know we're still talking about 2021, but Deion, I can't help but look forward to Bixby Jenks Week 10 in 2022.
Yeah, it should be an exciting one. Early signing day was this week. There's a number of kids, once again, who got an opportunity to put their pen to paper and say, I want to go play at the next level. Who are some of the guys that kind of made a big splash on early signing day?
Definitely have to look at Deshaun Brown from Choctaw. He was the top available prospect in the 2022 class that had not announced a commitment, and he didn't announce a commitment until Wednesday. He brought it all the way until signing day. He was our top 10 guy that we were waiting on for a couple of months now, and he decided to pull the trigger on OSU, a team that's been on him from the start. OU offered him late, and we were thinking, maybe he goes ahead and leans to Norman on signing day with that new coaching staff. But he went ahead and pulled the trigger on OSU, and that caps off a great signing class in state once again for the Oklahoma State Cowboys. They signed 8 in-state prospects in the 2022 class. Braylin Presley, we mentioned him, Deshaun Brown, Talon Shetron, C.J. Brown from Beggs. There's talent everywhere, offense, defense. I love the class that OSU is bringing in and the momentum that the Cowboys have in the state of Oklahoma right now. Mike Gundy has taken some flack over, several years ago for not recruiting Oklahoma harder. Nobody can make that announcement now. He's doing his work in state. The last couple of classes that we've seen him bring in from Oklahoma, it's paying off on the field, as we've seen with that dominating defense, and they got a little bit better on signing day this year.
Now, were there any surprises that you came across on early signing day that you were kind of shocked by?
I don't know if I was shocked, but I am a little surprised that Gentry Williams, one of the top prospects, did not sign on Wednesday. He is committed to OU. He's made it clear that he is still committed to OU, but his big thing is with the new coaching staff just came in. I read the article in the Tulsa World as well that he just met with the defensive coordinator, Coach Roof, for the first time earlier this week. So he just wants a little more time. He wants a little more time to get to know this new coaching staff, make sure that it's still the right fit for him. I think that he ends up signing with the Sooners, but I was a little surprised that he did not sign on Wednesday. I think it'll come in February, though.
Yeah, as to be expected, and with my experience, you gotta let those guys show you some love before you go ahead and commit yourself to them. But with all that being said, Michael, where can everybody find you and the guys at Prep Red Zone?
You can check us out, prepredzone.com/Oklahoma. Starting on Monday, we're going to have all of our postseason content. And on Tuesday, we are dropping our 10 finalists for the Prep Red Zone Oklahoma Player of the Year Award for 2021. So we'll announce the 10 finalists on Tuesday, and then we won't announce the winner until early January. But we got a great list of kids who have earned their way onto that list as finalists for the award this year. You can check us out on prepredzone.com/Oklahoma. And as always, follow us on Twitter at PrepRedZoneOK.
Only the best in Oklahoma, like the 6A2 champions and winners of 49 straight games, Bixby Spartans, make it Ford High School Weekly. So thank you for watching, and until next time, I'm your host, Deion Imade.
Ford High School Weekly has been brought to you by your Oklahoma Ford dealers. Ford is the best in Oklahoma. And by Rib Crib, smoking good stuff since '92.